Welcome back to more Pikmin 2! In the last episode we started the Cavern of Chaos after collecting all the remaining above-ground treasures in the Wistful Wild. And to start things off, as promised, I did kill all the enemies off-screen because it would take a while. And it actually didn't take a while. I kinda cheated. I took out one of the fiery bubble axes with the method I described last time of just literally punching it to prevent any Pikmin from dying. And that took a while. So for the other two, I just used sprays, petrified them, and took them out with 20 red Pikmin easily. So actually they dropped sprays as well, so we still have 8. So that was rather lucky, but yeah, I kind of lost patience partway through and just did things the easy way, I guess. So those were the 3 treasures, and that was actually really fast, but it's important because this is a 10-floor area. Yes, 10 sub-levels. The longest up to this point, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I can't think of any that were actually longer, so this is the first really, really long one. And it's kind of terrible. Sub-level 3 is kind of annoying. It can be annoying. It can be really easy depending on if you're really, really lucky, but it's more likely going to be annoying and long. So there are these guys. I really hope he doesn't go up to Pikmin actually, now that I think about it. I'm gonna just do this. I know I got chomped, but oh well. But yeah, this is why. More boulders. I've hated that in previous levels. It's not gonna get any better in this one. More Mamutas. Again, they're harmless. Okay, the boulder barely missed, but there's no treasure in this area, so we can just ignore these 3 enemies. We are going to have to deal with these 2, unfortunately. That one is a real flower. Okay, that one's fake. This is a treasure. That's the exit. So, fortunately, we are going to have to clear out this little area right here. It is lucky to have both treasures spawn in one spot, so you don't have to clear out, hopefully, the entire place. As is the case, and sometimes where the items spawn, like, in the completely opposite rooms. Unless you'd have to clear out both sides, which would take a long time. So, somewhat lucky. Not as lucky as it could have been, but oh well. Taking out these guys is, yet again, very simple. One thing I didn't actually mention is, I guess the Mamutas are actually not descended, but related to another Pikmin enemy called the Smoky Prog, which is only in Pikmin 1. I don't remember if I actually mentioned that last time encountered them. But, it is the rarest enemy in the game, and can only be found within the first 15 days of the game. Afterwards it disappears forever, but it is considered the hardest enemy in the entire game, and if you defeat it, you get a pearl that will create 100 Pikmin. So it's kind of worth it if you can actually do a fairly good run. But it's really bad if you lose Pikmin, because you can easily lose 100 Pikmin to the Smoky Prog if you're not careful, so it's kind of not worth it. But thankfully it's not in Pikmin 1. Wait, what? Wait, I meant to say it's only in Pikmin 1. It's not in Pikmin 2, so we don't have to worry about him. But yeah, it is interesting that the way it works is, it basically, if it merely touches a Pikmin, it will die instantaneously. It's considered really ironic that the Mamutas can't hurt Pikmin and actually kind of help Pikmin. And yet, as a baby, I guess you could say, it just absolutely destroys Pikmin. So yeah, pretty ironic. So, there might be another boulder. I'm kind of hoping there isn't, but I'm expecting it, to be honest. That's why I'm kind of just monitoring. Because if a boulder falls, you don't really have a lot of time to react, so you want to be careful. But there wasn't one, which actually surprised me, but carrying that back, I'm gonna drop it off and like right about here, and not just right about here, but just actually there, but try to carry this back as well. They're white Pikmin, so they'll be fine. I'm gonna just have the blue Pikmin because they're convenient. And they're moderately fast. As long as you don't use purple Pikmin in this area, you'll be fine. Because you do need a fair amount of speed. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna do this. Speed things up a bit. But yeah, the treasures in this area are kind of eclectic. They don't really have a pattern like some do. So that's kind of disappointing. Because some areas are actually kind of theme-based. Like, ironically, one of the other areas has a ton of Nintendo treasures all in a row, so... This is just kind of miscellaneous items. I guess it is called the Cavern of Chaos, so I guess it kind of makes sense that the items have no real pattern, but... Infernal Vegetable, yeah, I doubt the Pikmin, not the Pikmin, but the, well, any of these characters could actually really eat any of this food, so not quite sure what purpose it's supposed to serve. Yeah, in Pikmin, 3, that's kind of cool, to collect the food, but not in this one. And this is actually super lucky, the treasure's right here. Sometimes it can be like really far away, but it's just so convenient this time. And you got another purple potion, not potion, purple spray. There's an LP where they call it a potion, but so that's what I'm thinking of. Watched it not too long ago, to be honest. I wonder if anyone will be able to tell which one it is just from that little hint. But because I already have 8, I'm not going to do the trick. Just 1 will be enough because I already have 8. So having 10 would be like massively overkill at this point. So this is the return of Emperor Bulblacks, but with a twist. These bombs. Harkening back to Pikmin 1, these guys will eat bombs because they're dumb. This is how you actually defeat in Pikmin 1. That, actually, depending on placement of everything, it might be faster to speed, it might be possible to speed this up a bit. The odd part is, in this game, sometimes they go out of their way to eat bombs. It's like the weirdest thing. But apparently it's not going to do that this time. I kinda want to lure it over there, and actually this is kind of risky, but while it's stunned, you can actually kill it. With purple Pikmin. There's another method where even if it's in the ground, if you just mash A, you can actually take it out. But I find that really unreliable. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's actually this guy that has the treasure, so that taking out that guy was completely useless. Again, you can't pick up bombs in single player, but you can kind of push them towards the Emperor Bulblacks, which is a good strategy. Apparently if you petrify these guys, you can actually do damage to them with captains, which is unusual, but not normally. This guy's coming up on land, which actually could be good, or it could be bad, depending on what direction it goes. Or it could just completely ignore us. That works too. Just call these guys and hide for now. Fortunately, there really aren't that many bombs near it, so I'm just gonna try to do this, lure it. And not get any Pikmin killed in the process, hopefully. So, the blue Pikmin won't be able to kill it quite as quickly, and that guy's gonna get in trouble. So, yeah, we kinda had to abort through because the one got thrown behind, and it would've gotten killed by that. One more should do it. I think the Pikmin can actually die in the explosion as well. I'm not sure about that 100%, but I seem to recall that to be the case. But, wait. Super quick. compared to the first game, at least. And I'm having weird hit detection issues right now because the Bulble Axe is kind of on top of the treasure. And I only have 20 blue Pikmin, so I don't really have a choice in terms of like what kind of Pikmin. Like I can't just go and try to move. Actually, I have an idea. This is actually really weird. This happens. Sometimes the physics for picking up stuff is really strange. Like, cause I really wish I could move this, cause it's really stuck. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. This might have to be reset, honestly. Well, that's unfortunate. Cause this was actually a really good floor, to be honest, but if they can't pick it up, that's a problem. Yeah, normally the treasures aren't allowed to overlap, like, in terms of the game's physics, they just can't overlap, so this is, like, super unusual. Well, it's actually good to show this off, that this can happen. Yeah, like, if they could just, those two Pikmin can just get to a point where they can pick it up, we'd be fine. I'll just give it a little bit, and then, if nothing happens soon, I'll just have to reset and redo the floor. Which isn't that big of a deal, it's a pretty easy floor. Yeah, they just can't seem to get a place to grab onto, so... And it happened to be the one in the water, so I can't just throw a purple Pikmin on it. I could, but it would drown. This is really weird. Normally, this shouldn't be a problem at all. I don't even know why it's a problem now. Like, it seems like there should be plenty of room. There just doesn't seem to be. Okay, there we go, finally. Yeah, there was room, they just weren't grabbing onto the right spot, apparently. They were all kind of huddling around where there was no room. Yeah, I think the hitbox on this is kind of strange. Oh, shoot. Yeah, Pikmin AI. But yeah, sometimes the Pikmin behave really stupidly and like detonate bombs, but I think anyway, as I was saying, I think the hitbox, again, Pikmin aren't even like holding on to it, practically. So yeah, the hitboxes are kind of weird for certain items like that, but this is just kind of the thing you have to work around a lot of the times. Mysterious remains is just one claw, which... There are some theories that there might be an explanation for that later on in the game. And by later on, I mean in this exact same area. But I personally don't agree with those theories. You'll see why, eventually. Kind of worried, because I'm afraid the Pikmin will just, like, activate the bomb for no reason. If it gets too close. Yeah, there is an enemy that it basically has one giant claw, but I think it does actually have a smaller claw as well. And if you lose Pikmin in fight, I forgot to explain this earlier, these ones will actually give you, will turn one Pikmin into 9 if you have a number less than 100. So on some floors that's actually really helpful. If you want, it's like the only way you can actually make Pikmin in an underground area. So that was 4, I think. Yeah, 4 out of 10. So just for the sake of consistency, I think it'd be a good idea to try to do floor 5. Honestly, I can't remember what this floor is. Oh, this is actually a rest floor. That's convenient. But there are enemies here, if I recall correctly. If you wanted to find enemies, like enemy with air quotes. But fairly... Okay, that happened. Fairly certain... Okay, this guy. Yeah, take him out. It's actually a lot harder in Pikmin 1 because you don't have purple Pikmin. Purple Pikmin basically destroy these guys. So I got one of these, and I think there's another one, but... well, actually, he showed up right here, so I was just gonna say we're gonna move on, but if you're gonna show up right there, might as well just take you out. So we have 9 of both types now, which is really good. And honestly, it's overkill at this point. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't think of any enemies that actually really require these. No, wait. There are a couple rematches later on with some other bosses that definitely require these. Not require, but it makes things a lot easier. Actually, that was super short. Super short. So this is kind of like the Snaggered Hole area, except, you know, now we can actually see what it looks like because we got the item in the subterranean complex. And there's water and electricity right next to each other. You'd think those enemies would just, like, kill themselves, but it's because of standing in water and firing electricity off, but that guy's in a really bad position, but thankfully we can ignore him. Don't want to carry that back, because it just wastes time. So yeah, these guys could be a problem. This guy goes down super easily now. Like, look at that, just already quarter health down. And you can probably hear me mashing the button right now. This is basically how you take out small enemies in dungeons, or at least how I do it, because I don't like risking Pikmin, so I just do this. It's time consuming, but safe. And these guys don't have much health anyway. More electricity, meaning we have to get yellow Pikmin over here, and purple Pikmin over here, actually. Wow. No, I take this back. This isn't like the one in the Snaggered Hole. This is actually, an area we haven't actually even been to, the Submerged Castle, which I've mentioned on numerous occasions as being one of the more cruel areas in the game, which it is. I stand by that. I think these guys are weaker than the yellow Wollywogs, so I don't know. It'll still take forever to do this method though. So I'm just gonna bring purple Pikmin. It'll probably take a while because of having to toss them over water constantly, but actually I can take them out with blue Pikmin. Won't be a problem. It'll just be faster with, actually I won't have to cross water. Never mind. In that case, I am still good. Okay, I'm gonna take these guys, and these guys. Sorry, white Pikmin and red Pikmin. Not that useful here. They'll probably carry it through there, so I'm still gonna take out these guys. Hopefully, not have it completely backfire. Just wait for it to stop, and then you can attack it. You don't even have to hit it on it with a purple, you just throw it next to it and it'll actually flip it over. And really make sure that you're tossing the right kind of Pikmin in a scenario like this. Sometimes a random Pikmin will like run into the line, and you'll accidentally throw it and it'll die. So more beetles, but only 2 of them, so if I can take out 1, it'll be totally safe. Assuming I can. Assuming the Wollywog doesn't get in the way. Actually, if it jumps up here, that'd be kind of nice. So I took out 1, so it has no one to conduct with, so yeah, if I could fight it up here, that'd be good. Preferably away from preferably away from the water. That guy actually does carry a treasure, so we do need to fight that one. And let's see, I guess take out the 2 in the water, or the 1 in the water. I only need to take out 1, and might as well just take out this one because it's right next to us. And again, as long as you don't attack it when it's charging up, you can basically use any type of Pikmin, no problem. So this is kind of a classic Pikmin-y kind of puzzle. Basically just tossing Pikmin over something that you can't just swarm it. And that was really dumb. That's why I'm using blue Pikmin, because you can't actually fall down there. 3, 4, 5. Actually, if they take it through the water, I don't want them to drown, so I'm just gonna call these guys. just toss the remaining Pikmin over there so they can work on that. And I think there are only 2 treasures here, so... There might be another one, I can't remember. Like, I remember the Awakening Wood really well, but after that, my memory gets kind of foggy. I'm actually just curious where they're gonna try to take. Oh, they go through the pipe, actually, so you don't have to worry about using a certain type of Pikmin. It's actually really convenient. I don't know if they were just blues, if they would go through the water, but I don't want to risk it. Best to not risk too much in Pikmin, because, again, Pikmin cannot... Pikmin sometimes behave really erratically, so don't want to take too many chances. Now we can safely switch to Olimar after this gets back and just exit the area and hope there's nothing else, because I can't remember. Grocery Room, I think that was the one I was thinking of, being a Mario reference and name. You know, I shouldn't have to explain it, but that's floor 6, so 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 7, 8, and 9 are long, so I'm just gonna cut it here. Next time on Pikmin 2, I guess we'll finish up the Cavern of Chaos, hopefully. So, see you then.